Hey there, Casey. Let's take a look at your revisions first, and then I will go over your assignment for the pendulum and the devastation pose. So let me just look at your notes. Yeah, feedback can be a funny thing sometimes, but no, it's good that your original vision, it just had like a really natural feel to it, and that's what I liked about it. Like it didn't feel like it was being pushed in a different way. I'll go over that later, but so for the revision, I brought the staging closer, turn the light ball bounces off the heavy ball sooner. So raise the height. All right, let's take a look. It was already looking pretty great, so nice. Good settle at the heavy ball at the end. Yeah, I think this composition works. Bringing things closer definitely helps this a bit more. Yeah, the heavy ball height definitely feels better to me. Even the light ball, both of those changes. I mean, like I said, there weren't that many changes, but it looks good. So, great job. All right, well done. Let's take a look at that pose. Curious now. Okay, great planning. Yeah, there's just something. With these poses, it's easy to fall into that cliche category where your pose will look like everybody else's, and I feel like the one that you picked, it definitely has its own unique voice to it. Like it felt very natural, and that's something that I feel like that you thought about a lot, and there might be certain things. Okay, there might be certain things that like I don't know what was called out by your peers in terms of like what would make this stronger, but there's a fine line of making something so strong that it becomes unbelievable and unnatural. Like if you're going too far with making a clear silhouette, then you run the risk of making that just look like if you can see all the arms and all the hands and everything. I talked about that before, and it's one of those things that it can very easily lead away from a pose that feels natural. And this one, instantly when I saw this one, I thought, yeah, that one it feels right. It has like a real nice natural touch to it. So yeah, it's really nice. I think that if anything, I would relax a few things. I would relax the foot on this one, just flatten it out. Just because it's one of the things that I mean, I like the idea of trying to add some depth to certain things, but for this one, because there's weight coming on from the hand and everything, I feel like it almost feels a little forced that there wouldn't be like just that foot wouldn't be flat. Like it almost feels like it's going too far to look changed up. And this one looks great. I think that this right leg is working fine. It feels very natural. And also a really nice foreshortening. It's not too much, it's not too little, and it gives a lot of depth here. So that's great. My biggest note, well, before I get into that, let me keep talking about why I like this so much. The hand pose here, really nice, natural. I love the weight that you're putting from the body onto the arm and the head as well, and you're connecting like just a really clean line all the way through, but we're feeling that weight all right here, and that's not something that's really easy to do with the pose. Like I feel like that's it takes some practice to get that feeling of like there's a lot of weight in that area, and you got that down really well. I think that looks great. So yeah, great job on that. So the only thing I would say is it looks like with this hand, what I would do is just try to think of it more as just like an overall shape. And it's hard putting the hand on the knee sometimes. It's okay if if this geometry intersects and comes over the knee a little bit and actually intersects through, I feel like it'll look something like this. Like I'm trying to like where that segment is right here, and let's see, like the back segment is basically the way you have it, like it's back here, and then it segments over, and then all through here, this is basically, you're just kind of, you're squashing all that in, and then you're bringing a little bit up in front of the knee, and maybe even bringing the hand over, like this part of the hand right here, you're intersecting that into the knee a little bit too. There should be no negative space right there. It should look like the hand is like, there's a lot of weight on that part of it. It's one of the things that it'll suggest a lot more this way, and it'll feel less like forced to fit perfectly around the knee, and so that will help sell that as well. But yeah, this is a great pose. Just like I said, really natural, and it covers exactly that emotion that you're trying to convey. So without going too far. So that's it. Let's take a look at your pendulum assignment. Say super simple. Great. Glad you did. Looks fantastic. Yeah, the amount of swing. So that's my first instinct, is to say that it's probably swinging a little bit longer than I would expect it to. Those first ones are really nice, and also like how you're bringing, increasing this the drag on this pendulum as it comes across. Also, it's interesting to notice this, and this is something that if you get more complicated with once you do, I mean, you are eventually going to get more complicated with overlaps and everything. But notice that it creates an arc through here. If you were to track this ball all the way across, there's a really nice clean arc. And I don't know if you noticed that while you were working on it or not, but it's something to really pay attention to, is that when that's moving around, and when even if there's a more complex motion, you're going to see those arcs everywhere, and that's going to create some really appealing motion. That's one thing that really stands out from polished animation, is those arcs. So yeah, that drag is really good though. I mean, it really feels like in the right place. And then that swing over, really nice. You're overlapping all the elements in the right way. I mean, I really appreciate that you didn't try to go overboard with this and kept it really nice and clean and simple. But the amount of swings, I would say it would probably stop. Let me just play it one more time. Like, this is what I'm expecting. One, like right here. So maybe like a couple of swings, it stops sooner. Yeah, like it goes on just a little bit too long, but not by much. I mean, it's one of those things that it doesn't really take me out of the animation too much, but it's just one thing that I kind of noticed. Like I was like, I'm kind of expecting it to stop right now, but it hasn't yet, and so I would just have it stop a little bit sooner. But yeah, it looks fantastic. Great job. Really nice work, Casey. Once again, let me know if you have any questions. All right, thanks.